Pasok na si Pinay tennis star Alex Ayala sa second round ng Birmingham Open sa England. Tinalo niyang pambato ng Australia at world number 143 na si Priscilla Hon.
Alex is back and she means business. The grass court takeover begins now. Listen up, Court Vision Plus family, because we are absolutely here for this moment. Alex has been handed the number 2 seed at the Lexus Birmingham Open, and if you know anything about this sport, you know that is not a small deal. That is a statement. That is the tennis world looking at what she's been building and saying, yeah, we see you. We know what you're capable of. And now it's time to prove it on one of the most prestigious surfaces in the game. Grass court season is officially upon us, and for a player like Alex, this is not just another tournament on the calendar. This is her moment. This is the surface where aggressive baseliners, big servers, and players who are not afraid to take the ball early get to truly shine. And if there's one thing we know about our girl, it's that she does not back down from a fight. Now before we get into all of it, if you are new to Court Vision Plus, welcome to the family. Hit that subscribe button right now because we cover every angle, every match, every storyline that matters in the world of tennis. We are not here to give you the boring highlights. We are here to give you the full picture, the drama, the emotion, and the real talk. Now let's get into it. So let's set the scene for people who might not be fully locked in on what the Lexus Birmingham Open actually means in the grand scheme of things. Birmingham is one of the key WTA 125 events on the grass court calendar, and it sits right in that crucial window before Wimbledon. We're talking about one of the most important warm-up opportunities a player can get heading into the most iconic Grand Slam in the history of tennis. The grass at Wimbledon is sacred, everybody knows that, but you don't just show up to the All England Club cold and expect to perform at your peak. You need matches. You need rhythm. You need to feel the surface under your feet, feel how the ball skids through low and fast, feel how your serve becomes an absolute weapon when conditions are right. Birmingham gives you all of that, and more. And here's the thing about being seeded number 2 at this tournament, the expectations are real. You cannot hide behind a low seed and quietly sneak through draws. When you walk onto that court as the second seed, every opponent is gunning for you. Every upset-minded player in that draw is circling your name and thinking about the statement they could make by knocking you off. It raises the stakes instantly. But you know what? That's exactly where champions are made. That pressure is not a burden, it's an opportunity. And we firmly believe Alex is more than ready to handle it. Now let's talk about the surface switch, because this is genuinely one of the most fascinating transitions in all of professional sports. Going from clay to grass is not like flipping a switch. It is a complete and total recalibration of your game. On clay, the ball bounces high and slow, rallies are long, and the player who can grind and construct points methodically tends to dominate. It rewards patience. It rewards physical endurance. It rewards the kind of relentless consistency that makes your opponents mentally crack after 20-shot rallies. Grass is the polar opposite. The ball stays low. It skids. It comes through fast, and if you're not ready to take it on the rise and dictate terms early in the rally, you are already on the back foot. On grass, hesitation is your enemy. You have to be decisive. You have to be bold. You have to commit to your shots with absolutely zero second guessing, because by the time doubt enters your mind on a grass court, the point is already over. The surface punishes the passive and rewards the brave. And here is why this is such good news for Alex specifically, her game is tailor-made for grass. We are talking about a player who plays with aggression, who takes the ball early, who uses her serve as a genuine weapon, and who is not afraid to come forward and finish points at the net. That style of play that might sometimes feel like it's fighting against the conditions on clay? On grass, it flows naturally. Everything about the way she constructs her game aligns with what this surface rewards. Her serve gets more dangerous. Her ground strokes hit harder and truer. Her instincts to attack short balls become more potent when the court is playing fast. If her clay season was just okay, and we'll get to that in a moment, the grass season could be a completely different story. Let's be honest about the clay campaign, because that's part of the storyline here and we don't shy away from real talk on Court Vision Plus. Clay was not the season we were hoping for. Results were mixed, momentum was inconsistent, and there were moments where it felt like the form just wasn't quite there. That can happen. Clay is a demanding surface that exposes certain technical gaps and requires a very specific kind of mental fortitude that takes time to fully develop. It's a long, exhausting stretch of the calendar, and not every player is built for the grind that the red dirt demands over those months. But here's what's important, she came through it. She stayed competing. She kept putting in the work even when the results weren't reflecting what she was capable of. And now she arrives at grass court season with that clay experience behind her, with matches in her legs, and with the hunger of someone who has something to prove. That combination is genuinely exciting. Sometimes the players who struggled through clay and then found their groove on grass are the ones who go on absolute runs that nobody saw coming. We have seen it happen time and time again throughout tennis history, and there is absolutely no reason why Alex cannot be that player this season. Now here's another thing worth highlighting, because some casual fans might not fully appreciate this detail. In WTA 125 events, there are no first-round buys. None. Not even for the top seeds. That means Alex walks straight into action in the round of 32, with her first match scheduled for Monday or Tuesday. While that might sound like it removes a slight luxury, we actually think this is a blessing in disguise. Buys can sometimes leave players feeling cold and disconnected when they finally step on court. You've been sitting around watching everyone else compete, your rhythm is off, and suddenly you're expected to perform at a high level. It can be a tricky psychological position. Playing immediately means you get into match mode fast. You feel the grass under your feet. You find out quickly what's working and what needs adjustment. You get your heart rate up and your competitive instincts firing from day one. For a player building momentum heading into Wimbledon, that immediate match action is genuinely valuable. More matches, more time on the grass, more opportunities to sharpen the game and develop confidence. Every round she advances is another building block in the mental and physical foundation she's constructing for the biggest tournament of the summer. And let's talk about Wimbledon for a second, because that's the elephant in the room that we all know is looming at the end of this grass court stretch. Wimbledon is the dream. Wimbledon is where tennis legends are made, where stories are written that people talk about for decades. The center court, the all-white dress code, the strawberries and cream, the history embedded in every blade of grass, there is nothing else like it in sport. Every player on tour would give anything to have a deep Wimbledon run, and the preparation you put in during this pre-Wimbledon swing matters enormously. Birmingham is not just a tournament, it's a dress rehearsal. It's a chance to dial in your tactics, test your serve and volley instincts, work through any nerves or rustiness, and arrive at the All-England club feeling sharp, confident, and ready to compete at the highest level. A deep run here doesn't just pad the ranking points, it sends a message. It tells the draw that this player is dangerous. It tells opponents who might face her at Wimbledon that there's a problem incoming. That psychological edge is real, and it matters. Now speaking of the broader grass court picture, let's zoom out for a second and appreciate where the WTA is at heading into this Wimbledon cycle, because the landscape is genuinely fascinating right now. The top of the tour has seen some incredible competition over the past 12 months, with multiple players taking turns asserting dominance and then the field catching up. No single player has managed to completely run away with things, which means the door is open for bold performers to crash the conversation and make their presence felt at the slams. On grass specifically, we've seen the dynamics shift in interesting ways. Players who might have been considered clay specialists have quietly been developing their grass games. Players who were already strong on fast surfaces have been refining the tactical nuances that separate good grass court players from great ones. The level across the board has risen, which means that Birmingham is going to be highly competitive, and walking out of it as champion would be a genuine statement to the entire tennis world. As the number 2 seed, Alex is expected to navigate the earlier rounds with authority. The draw will be watched closely, and we'll be breaking it down here on Court Vision Plus as soon as the full bracket is revealed. But beyond the matchups, the bigger story is what this seeding represents. It's the recognition of her standing in the game at this moment, and she has the chance to honor that recognition by delivering the kind of performances that show everyone exactly why she belongs there. Let's also appreciate the serve and volley element of this, because in modern tennis, that is becoming something of a lost art that grass courts are slowly bringing back into fashion. The baseline game has dominated professional tennis for years now, with players staying back and constructing points from the back of the court with incredible power and precision. But on grass, the old-school attacking instincts get rewarded. Moving forward behind a big serve, cutting off angles at the net, finishing with crisp volleys, that aggressive, attacking style looks beautiful on grass and it works. Players who have those instincts baked into their DNA have a natural advantage on this surface, and from everything we've seen, Alex has those instincts. Her serve is a weapon that becomes even more dangerous when the court is playing fast and the ball is staying low. An opponent trying to return a big serve on grass is dealing with a completely different challenge than on any other surface. The margin for error is tiny. A slightly weak return invitation and a net rusher can be on you before you've even reset to the baseline. That dynamic changes the entire psychological equation in a match, and it heavily favors the player who is willing to be aggressive and take control early. What we also cannot overlook is the mental dimension of this moment. Sports at the highest level are as much about mindset as they are about physical skill, and the confidence that comes from receiving a top 2 seeding at a prestigious event is real. It tells a player that people believe in them. It validates the work that's been put in behind closed doors, the early mornings, the grueling practice sessions, the tactical adjustments, all of it. When you walk out onto that court knowing you're one of the favorites, there's a certain freedom in that. You're not the underdog trying to steal something, you're the standard bearer, and your job is to go out there and show everyone exactly why you've been given that trust. The flip side, of course, is the pressure we mentioned earlier. But pressure and confidence can coexist beautifully when a player has the right mentality. And everything we've seen from Alex suggests she has the mentality to handle the weight of expectations without cracking under it. She doesn't shy away from big moments. She doesn't retreat when things get tough. She competes, and that fighting spirit is exactly what you need when the tournament gets to the business end and every match becomes a battle. We also want to talk about the crowd factor, because Birmingham crowds are known for being passionate and engaged, and playing in front of fans who are excited about the tennis creates an electric atmosphere that can lift a player to another level entirely. There is something about competing in that kind of environment that brings out the best in champions. The energy feeds into your game, the roar of the crowd when you hit a big winner gives you a jolt of adrenaline, and suddenly you're playing with a freedom and intensity that is hard to manufacture in any other way. Alex thriving in that environment and giving those Birmingham fans something to get excited about is a storyline we are fully here for. Now as we look ahead to the week, here's what we're going to be watching closely. First, how does she handle that opening match? Coming out with clean, decisive tennis in round 1 sets the tone for everything that follows. You want to show zero rust, zero hesitation. You want to walk off that court feeling like the surface is your friend and everything is firing on all cylinders. A clinical first-round performance would be the ideal start. Second, how does her serve hold up as the tournament progresses? Big servers can have fluctuating days, and the tournament is long enough that you'll face a variety of returners with different styles and approaches. Maintaining that serve as a consistent threat throughout the week is going to be crucial for deep runs. Third, how does she handle the pressure matches? At some point in a tournament, you're going to face an opponent who is playing the best tennis of their life, who has nothing to lose and everything to gain by beating a top seed. Those are the moments that reveal character. Those are the matches that define whether a seeding is deserved or just a number. We have full faith that Alex is going to handle those moments the right way. And fourth, what does the path through the draw look like? As we get the full bracket breakdown, we'll be analyzing every potential matchup, every player who could pose a genuine threat, and every route Alex might take to the final. Court Vision Plus is going to be your home for all of that analysis, so make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on because we will be covering every development as it happens. The grass court season is one of the most exciting stretches on the entire tennis calendar, and Birmingham is where it truly kicks into gear. The Lexus Birmingham Open has a history of producing brilliant tennis and delivering surprises that reverberate all the way through to Wimbledon, and this year's edition looks like it's going to be absolutely spectacular. Having Alex in there as the number 2 seed, ready to make her mark on this surface, makes the entire event that much more compelling to watch. We are proud of what she's accomplished to earn this seeding. We are excited about what's coming. And we are absolutely locked in for every single match of this grass court campaign. This is not just about Birmingham, this is about building something. This is about arriving at Wimbledon with momentum, confidence, and the belief that comes from competing well and winning matches on this surface. Every point played at Birmingham is a step toward that bigger goal, and we are going to be here cheering every single one of them. So here's what we need from the Court Vision Plus family right now. If you are locked in on this grass court journey, if you are riding with Alex all the way through Birmingham and beyond, drop a comment below and let us know. Tell us your predictions. Tell us how far you think she goes. Tell us what you need to see from her game this week to feel confident about her Wimbledon chances. We read every single comment and we love hearing your takes because this community is what makes Court Vision Plus something special. And if you haven't already, smash that like button on this video. It genuinely helps us get this content in front of more tennis fans who deserve to be part of this conversation. Share it with your tennis friends, share it in your group chats, because the more people who are tuned into this story, the more fun we all have following it together. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already part of the family, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update as the Birmingham Open unfolds this week. This is Court Vision Plus, where we bring you the tennis news, the analysis, the drama, and the passion, all in one place. We are gassed up for grass court season, we are proud of our girl for earning that number 2 seed, and we cannot wait to see what she does with it. The Wimbledon road starts right now, and we are with her every step of the way. Let's go, Alex. Birmingham is yours for the taking.
Maraming salamat mga kababayan sa mga bati ko sa birthday ko ngayon at sana subaybayan niyo yung mga laro ko dito sa French Open. Yeah,